Change mode command sets read, write, and execute file permissions. Different permissions are set for the owner of the file, the group that it's assigned to, and the world. For example, we create data using an echo command, and we put it into a file called myfile. When we look at myfile with the ls-l command, we can see the file permissions in the first column. Default permissions granted to the file are read and write for the owner, read only for the group, and read only for the world. In a later example, we then change our permissions on the file with the change mode command of change mode space 444 space myfile, which changes the permissions to read only for the owner, read only for the world, read only for the group. In our last example, we use change mode 766, which changes myfile to read, write, and execute for the owner, read and write for the group, read and write for the world. The chown command is used to change ownership of a file. In our example, we're changing ownership of the file myfile from the original owner being root to a new owner of www-data. Please notice that we use the sudo command to gain the permissions needed to change the ownership of the file. So the command line used to make the change is sudo space chown space www-data space myfile. We use the chgrp command to change the group ownership of a file. Please note, in our example, we again use the sudo command to gain the permissions necessary to change the group ownership. The full command line used to make the change is sudo space chgrp space www-data space myfile. This successfully changed the group of myfile from root to www-data. The expr command is used to evaluate regular expressions. In our first example, we use expr space 5 space plus space 9 in reverse gravs to take the answer and populate it into a variable called capitals ANS. In our second example, we use expr space length space quote hello world quote in reverse gravs again to assign the output to a variable called L. The variable L contains the count in characters in the string hello world. Please note that even the space is counted as a character. See the full man page for a complete list of all of the other expressions that can be evaluated by expr. The test command is used to check file types and compare values. In our example script, we first use test to determine whether or not positional parameter 1 has been populated. We later use test again to determine whether or not positional parameter 2 is populated. We then use test again to determine whether or not positional parameters 1 and 2 are the same, with the double equals sign. We then assign the value of positional parameter 1 to a new variable called number, and then use the test command to see if number is greater than 5. The exit command is used for normal process termination. It can, however, as with our example, be used to exit with an error condition by inputting exit space 1. Without the 1, it exits with a 0 condition.